whatever that you do, ensure that you add value to whatever you do. Money becomes a byproduct of that.
Welcome to a new episode of the DefDevice podcast. My name is Dano Falk, and today I have the honor to have Mr. L. SowmyaNarayanan as a guest on my podcast. He agreed to call him Mr. L. So please, Mr. L, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Thank you, Dano, for having me here. My name is L. SowmyaNarayanan. I represent my brand called Tescribe Consulting. We are a Chennai-based digital marketing company who specialize in the content creatives. That's what we are specialized with. Anything that you want to express through the words and sentences, you can reach out to me. And anything that to reach the right audience, you can reach out to me for that as well. I'm a blogger, author, and also a technical writer as well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, we have met a few years ago, I think, through a network called BNI, Business Network International, which has like regional and international chapters, and we met in one of these international meetings. And it's always fascinating, like what kind of different business people we can meet through this networking. So we still in touch, and we still talk to each other, and you're doing some amazing things. So you help, when I understand you correctly, this is about helping startups and young entrepreneurs to just get their online presence right. Is that correct?
Exactly. Giving them the right platform, giving them the right audience to be reached, because a lot of every platform acts very differently. The problem is, since it is free, everybody sees, they just log in and they keep posting, and a lot of things happen, but they don't understand where to post, how to post to get the right intention, and they are not very consistent also. So that is where we come. I also educate people through a program called Be the Brand. Through that, I do a training programs for them as well. So I educate them on that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, yeah. So you created this business. You're running an agency. So from my understanding, you are definitely an entrepreneur, someone who creates businesses and someone who takes the risk to run them and see how to grow them. And there's a lot of unknown factors in this process. And it always makes me wonder, how did someone come into this position? How did someone develop, this kind of confidence to be an entrepreneur? And that's what we call the life story of this podcast. So I would like to get to know 10-year-old Mr. L and see where he was, what he was doing, and what was happening on his mind.
Yeah, it's exactly more than 10 years. It's 2018 I started this.
Oh.
I'm basically a software tester who was working in various companies. I was one of the very early stage of my career itself. I had the intention to be in the lead role. So I used to continuously learn about the process. What my always being the goal is, whatever I do, I'll be the best in what I do. That has been my motto and goal. So I was in the software testing field. My last assignment was with Polaris. I was one of the senior person who was in the offshore project. So I was actually doing a lot of connecting between the onshore and the offshore, and doing a lot of process of testing of that. So I came back here in 2011, and 11 to 17, I had a vision of starting, but a lot of experiences of starting happened. So 2018, I started my venture called the Tescribe Consulting. Tescribe Consulting has a name by itself. Initially it was T stands for training, TE for testing, and scribe is writing. So this is what I do is what I want to pursue as well. So and I also believe, as you also know, that every brand should have a story. So somebody going to ask you, we should have a name that we have in a position to explain people what the story is about. So I had that. So I started with a vision, because I found in my recent visit the US, and a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, they have a lot of dreams and visions, but unfortunately they seldom move to the next level. Either it is financial issues, or they find it very difficult to express themselves. The idea here is, everybody is an expert in what they do, but they don't know how to express themselves. That was the problem. So for example, if you have an entrepreneur, if you have an individual who is very good with software testing, He is very good with that, but he doesn't know how to express himself in a way that he can attract people to do business. So that is where I come in. So that is where this Tescribe Consulting is all about. We go up and help the entrepreneurs basically make their dream a reality,
Mm.
because this should not stop them from going to the next level. So even what should I say, everything that is designed by my company. So because we provide a huge lot of solutions in the digital platform, right from a logo design to the websites to content to you name anything. So I will be in a position to be supporting. We recently started specializing in two areas. One is the LinkedIn profile optimization, because I found LinkedIn to be more ethical and more value add to the B2B customers and startups. So I focus more onto that. And I also work on what is called the online reputation management, where we work on individuals, business owners, businesses basically, to ensure that there is no negativity in the promotion in the social platform they are into. And end of the day, we ensure that they have the right boost and they reach the right people. And that's how basically Tescribe has been defined today as of today. And I have a very, very strong website team. Actually, it has been handed over. It's been handled by one of my brothers. Actually, he takes care of it. Other than that, anything that goes in and out, go always goes with my supervision. That's how I basically work. And I always believe that you need to give back to society for whatever that you learned in the industry. So 2011, if I'm right, 2011-12 is a time where I wrote a book on software testing. It's called Testing Made Easy, version 3.0. The book is a self-publishing book. It is available in Amazon, certified by the American Library of Congress. So it is available there. The idea, yeah, the idea is basically not to sell something and earn millions and millions. The idea is basic to reach out to people and tell them this is the right practice to do for a software testing. So the whole structure of the book has been designed in such a way that everybody who wants to know what software testing is, if they read the book, they'll be in a position to work on the software testing. So because we are moving towards an AI world where everything is artificial intelligence, everything we are connected with the computer, but we are not understanding that unless you have a good base, you cannot do anything. So that is where we come in. We tell them the base of what software testing, about manual testing is about, how to handle things. So that is what the book is all about. So I'm also a blogger and also a technical writer. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of things.
Yes.
But the software testing is not part of Tescribe Consulting, right? So that's kind of your previous
Yeah, it's an
occupation.
ancillary. It is an ancillary, but today somebody is going to ask. We also support them there as well.
All right. Okay.
We have a very small team for that. So sometimes people do ask us. We give them the third eye review.
Yeah, I think what you're doing has a very deep purpose, because business builders, entrepreneurs, young people with great ideas, they tend to be, focused on this idea and somehow creating a product, creating a system, creating an application, but they're not necessarily good at selling and presenting themselves. And what I have learned through my entire entrepreneurial career, that being a business owner is not about doing what the business does; it's about selling what the business does.
Exactly.
And that is what it took me a long time to learn that stuff. That even if I'm a graphic designer, web designer, or if I run an agency, my position and my first goal is not to kind of do the things that the agency does. My first task is to sell, or at least to present and to get awareness, for the things. And this is exactly what you're doing for these people. And I think they should be very grateful to have someone like you on the team, especially someone who is also adjusting, to the financial capacity of startups, to kind of get them some kind of presence, and so at least they have a fighting chance to get their product at least noticed by the market and get their first deals done and get their first clients. And I think that is a very
Exactly.
noble cause.
Exactly. Because
Cool.
yeah, Because idea is once you start working with the startups, it is like a long game. Like you're not going to once you start encouraging them and giving them the right platform and do all that, they'll be more encouraging in going forward and do whatever they want to. So on that situation, we can also travel with them on a longer game and give
Mhm.
them the right suggestions in the right place, because I'm very well connected globally. So any
Mm.
support they want from any other services, anything that I also support them in doing that as well.
Mm. Oh wow! So you're also like a connection maker, not only the guy who creates their social media posts and their website and their blog posts.
Exactly.
You can
Exactly.
also be like the connector, which is another level of value that you're providing. Man, I mean, these startups, they should be lining up at your door, man.
Thank you. They are actually.
They are.
Yeah.
There you
Thank you.
go. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you have any like a case study to share with us? Maybe. So, what would it look like? Let's say I developed like a new software, like a new application. Let's say I am building a mobile app that helps restaurants to do something unusual.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have this idea and I have the capacity to make this work. So how would you start with a guy like me in this example?
Uh, for a person like you who already have a mobile device like that, so basically the device is I can share you two important things here. One, now I have two case studies which I can also share with you other than what you're asking for a guy like you already have a mobile device. Most important thing I will look into this first is the what is the purpose for which the mobile device has been created, and is it solving all the purpose. That is very very important. I will go across all the menus and other things and go across everything and find out whether it is actually by giving value add to the target audience you have defined. So when these are being defined, the next level will be like reaching out to the target audience for whom it has been created. So we need to ensure doing it. So one of the platforms I basically tell people is don't expect things to happen immediately, but there's something will happen certainly is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a fantastic platform for anybody and everybody who really wants to showcase themselves as the personal brand. So for you, like to instead of promoting the device as a whole, I will be promoting Dano as an individual as a personal brand. So I will be starting about the value add for the mobile device that you are bringing in and what type of knowledge you are coming up with and a lot of other things and intricacies associated with that. So over a period of time when people start interacting with you, obviously your mobile device also grows along with you. Because I always believe your business is only an entity, you are the brand for your business.
Mm.
So that's how I do.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's definitely a very valid approach to give
yeah,
face to the brand and personal branding, I guess we call this, to
yes.
make the person and the founder also like represent the brand. And it's definitely a great way to create trust and create a personal connection that, of course, oftentimes is missing when there's just a service being talked about. Yeah, that is a great approach. Um, Fantastic. So, I mean, for all these people who need your help and your services, we will make sure to include your credentials, your website, your whatever you want, maybe your email address in the description of this podcast. And I think as many as possible people should know about you and your services so you could help them. And as a entering our part of nuggets of wisdom, what would you recommend today if you look back at all your rich experience as an entrepreneur? What kind of advice would you give like the 10-year-old self or any young entrepreneur who wants to start their business? What would you let them know to
Uh,
make their
I,
life easier?
I I always believe that never give up is the only attitude I would say, because when you start a dream, it is your dream, not others. You have to own your dream. And a lot of because one thing that happens in your life is always that people are ready to bombard you and put you down, because that is one of the basic things people do. Unless you realize that it is my dream, you have to own it like that and ensure that you grow towards it. But owning a dream is good, but how good are you in skillful enough in understanding the dream? Just because I have a dream doesn't mean it has to be realized. You have to put your right hard work. You have to put your proper learnings. You have to keep updating yourself on the right platform and learn even from the kid. You have to learn even from the kid, because if everybody teaches you something every day in every minute. And don't be always very serious. Life is all about uh, being enjoying life out, because whatever you do it with a lot of passion, a lot of happiness. That actually puts you in a greater position. Money, yes, does give you the happiness, but more important, it is you to have the inner peace. That is more important. That's what I believe in. So sometimes there are projects I have rejected because I don't feel that I'm getting the inner peace. So there are a lot of few dollars, few millions I have lost because I don't want. I'm not after money. I'm after giving value to people. So you have whatever that you do, ensure that you add value to whatever you do. Money becomes a byproduct of that. That's what I've learned over the period of time.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I really appreciate that. It tells that you've been around for a while. Some people would call this an old soul. A soul that has gone through many cycles of learning and experience. And I think it's very truthful what you're sharing, that it's not about money. It's about this inner peace is a much higher value than money in the bank. And we can see enough people with a lot of money in the bank, but no inner peace. And they don't have a very good time and to make this decision to sometimes choose inner peace over a paycheck. I think that also shows like wisdom and the proper way to deal with challenges and opportunities. Wow, that was very inspiring, Mr. L. I will keep learning your name, man. One day I will just say it all like that. But for now, I'll just stick with Mr. L. And thank you so much for sharing your insights. And as I mentioned, all your details will be in the description. And I hope a lot of people will get in touch with you and get inspired by your skills and your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.